characters and continue viewing on ad-supported cable. About 30% if you look at 12 to 34, and higher than that, young audiences. And we've had a few ratings issues at some of our networks periodically, lately in Nickelodeon, but that turns. It's all about the programming ultimately. And just this week we launched a new game show called Figure It Out on Nickelodeon, and it's hitting it out of the park.
But then that suggests it's the program.
For many years and decades, there have been issues with the sampling that...
when you get more and more niche base, when you're more fragmented.
And our audiences, and we're seeing that, are utilizing multiple devices.
God, we know, Google knows when I scratch my rear end. Why can't...
Measurement system will improve over time.
Why hasn't it, or do you think it has?
The technology's got to be there.
The technology's there. Technology is also complicated. So I think it will be beneficial for Nielsen to progress, for more measurement entities to emerge, and there are many entities around the world. And
do you want cable
see that in
operators
many different places.
Do you want operators to get into the business?
I think competition is healthy in any domain. It's good for the marketplace, and it's good for the players in the marketplace. It's good for companies. It's good to be pushed by competition. It makes you better.
Well, it's important because you have great content, obviously, and it'd be nice to get paid for
advertising.
Well.
Yeah, we're doing well. We're very focused on our content. We invest extraordinarily well with great franchises, and it's helping us grow around the world. We started new channels. We just launched so we launched the first week with Godfather and Breakfast at Tiffany's and a lot of great movies, and it resonates.
Is it a pay channel, or is it?
It's an ad-supported channel, and it's off to a great start. So we're using these times as an opportunity to expand around the world.
Longer term, when you think about the business digitally, right? Everyone always talks about the cable's going to get cut, the cord's going to get
it's going part of our business. But by the way, even in tough economic times, we didn't see much signs of the so-called cord cutting. In fact, recently you've seen growth in subscribers over the last couple of quarters in the U.S. But for us, we love competition in any form. You know, we love the fact there's satellite, we love the fact there's telcos and cable companies, and now online distribution.
So we had John Bon Jovi on, as you know.
We are in a period of transition, and we have to live where our viewers live, and they live in a world where they want to be continually connected. We just relaunched a new season of Teen Wolf on MTV, and prior to the launch of the series, 365 days a year, we stayed connected with them. They had Facebook fans when the show was off air. They tweeted to their fans. So when we relaunched the show, it launched at a higher rating than it did last season. So you need to keep this generation connected. They use a second device while they're watching TV.
But do you think the economic model is going to change ultimately?
Well, people have the opportunity to spend more time consuming our content. I think it's a great opportunity to see what's happening with mobile devices. And we see it right away outside of the U.S. We are able to get into certain countries which do not allow traditional TV entrance from abroad. And we've been able to get in through online distribution, through mobile devices, and we're seeing competition. We're getting better pricing on our content in many countries because you have Netflix, LoveFilm, and other competitors entering what were previously monopolistic markets.
But we still worry about digital nickels for analog dollars, right? I mean,
which in our case did not have syndication value, the old MTV shows, the old Nickelodeon shows, and we were able to monetize that. So for us, it has been an incremental opportunity. We have to manage that. We have to manage when our content appears on what device. And if we do that properly and use technology, we're going to do extremely well.
If the content's good, I guess people will find it, because I worry about,
that the consumer proposition is a great one. You get an awful lot of content. If you want to watch business news, you get to turn on CNBC, you get to switch the dial to watch MTV or BET or Comedy Central. So consumers are advantaged by having a lot of choice, and it's a great economic model. At the same time, we have to afford them more convenience. So we have agreements to have streaming of our networks on a linear basis on iPads and other devices. We have those agreements with Time Warner Cable and Cablevision so far, and we're working with others. We do make our content available in snackable form or otherwise on mobile devices. So for us, it's just an opportunity. We have to make more content, stay in touch. We have to engage our viewers more and more deeply as technology unfolds. It's very important to do a lot of research in any business and understand that new growing millennial generation, which is transforming everything.
Could you figure out network?
I'm sorry?
Could you solve network?
It's all about creativity, which is easy to say but hard to do.
It's hard to do without
Besides yourself, who's doing it well? Is there someone you look over yourself and say, you know what, I could take some tips from, I'm impressed with what they're doing right now?
I think our whole industry, look, they're doing a good job, and we're going to go through ups and downs and cycles, but they all come back. It's very hard to replicate what the big entertainment companies are doing.
You wouldn't take the bait I was trying. I was curious. I wanted to know.
Live sports and news are